topics and issues that concern you, the dear viewers. So let's get straight into it, and here's what's on today. We start as ever with the barakah and blessings of the dua of Tuesday as recited to us by Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Joining us in the studio, we have business entrepreneur and health enthusiast Zuhaib Sharif as we answer the question, what is right for you in terms of supplements? Find out the answer at 10:45. And on this day returns with a sad martyrdom of one of the companions of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Find out later in the show. So that's what's on the menu today. We start with dua from Karbala. We then talk health and community engagement with Zuhaib and end with on this day. And that's what's on the show today. Hi there and welcome to the show. The Holy Quran chapter 42 verse 23 states, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Say, I do not ask of you any reward for it, but love for my near relatives. Why do I state this verse? Well, based on narrations related by Shiite or Shia scholars and even other Sunni scholars, the near relatives are mentioned in the Quran are the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. The important point in this Quranic verse is the word love intertwined with obedience. Now question, is it not surprising that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not referred to performing prayer or hajj or fasting or even charity as a reward for the mission of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Instead, he has stipulated the word love in order to show love for the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, and obedience to them are above all other truths. Should there be no love for the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, there would be no virtues for the above mentioned acts. Because لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ أَسَاسٌ وَأَسَاسُ الْإِسْلَامِ حُبُّنَا أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ. There is a basis for everything, and love for us, the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, is the basis of Islam, as mentioned by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, it being the day of Tuesday, Shias all around the world turn their attentions to the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam as a means to gaining nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the form of dua tawassul. Today, we start our program with the words of the holy Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, and specifically Imam Sajjad, as we perform together the dua of Tuesday from the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and inshallah we'll see you in a bit.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الحمد لله والحمد حقه كما يستحقه حمدا كثيرا. وأعوذ به من شر نفسي إن النفس لأمارة بالسوء إلا ما رحم ربي. وأعوذ به من شر الشيطان الذي يزيدني ذنبا إلى ذنبي. وأحترز به من كل جبار فاجر وسلطان جائر وعدو قاهر. اللهم اجعلني من جندك فإن جندك هم الغالبون. واجعلني من حزبك فإن حزبك هم المفلحون. واجعلني من أوليائك فإن أولياءك لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. اللهم أصلح لي ديني فإنه عصمة أمري. وأصلح لي آخرتي فإنها دار مقري. وإليها من مجاورة اللئام مفري. واجعل الحياة زيادة لي في كل خير والوفاة راحة لي من كل شر. اللهم صل على محمد خاتم النبيين وتمام عدة المرسلين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه المنتجبين. وهب لي في الثلاثاء ثلاثا لا تدع لي ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا غما إلا أذهبته ولا عدوا إلا دفعته ببسم الله خير الأسماء بسم الله رب الأرض والسماء أستدفع كل مكروه أوله سخطه وأستجلب كل محبوب أوله رضاه فاختم لي منك بالغفران يا ولي الإحسان.
Welcome back to Morning Baraka. In case you've just joined us, actually you're watching Morning Baraka exclusively live on Imam Hussein TV 3, the show where we deep dive into topics that matter. And today we're having a conversation that touches many aspects of our daily lives. Supplements. I'll find out exactly how to pronounce that later on. But from vitamins to minerals, the market is flooded with options promising everything from enhanced energy to better sleep. But do they truly deliver, or are we simply caught up in a whirlwind of promises? Our goal today is to perhaps raise some challenging questions about the role of supplements in our pursuit of health and well-being. Before we jump into the discussion, let's ponder this. In a world where the shelves are lined with promises of a healthier life, can we really rely on these tiny capsules and powders to be our path to well-being? Are supplements truly good for us? Or are we navigating uncharted territory, relying on the hope that what we're putting into our bodies is doing more good than harm? Let's find out. Here to discuss this with me, I'm delighted to be joined by founder of ActiKid and ActiHealth, as well as head of fitness at Stanmore Jaffrey's, Zuhaib Sharif. Zuhaib, salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I guess there's a lot in my introduction that you might be thinking, question mark, because obviously you're an expert in this field. And I'd love to find out first and foremost, why supplements? And essentially, what is your model?
Okay, so initially I got into supplements. It was for the money, I'll be honest with you. Be open about it. So I used to wholesale pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And I was getting a lot of requests for vitamins abroad. So I was selling these vitamins, buying from other brands, you could say, and exporting them abroad. And I was like, there's a market here. And it started increasing more, especially in the Middle East, Egypt, Iraq as well.
I've seen, I remember back in LinkedIn that you had a couple of exhibitions in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, so we exhibit there every year, Arab Health. So I said, you know what, I want to get into vitamins. Let me just take a leap of faith and get in there. And I developed my own brand called ActiKid. We said we're going to niche in a particular area. Children's health was quite important to me because my younger brother went through quite a bit of illness at a young age.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we developed a brand and we wanted to make it something which was encouraging a healthy lifestyle, you could say, for children. So we developed this, and at the same time of this going on, started off, it was gummies. So there is sugar in gummies. I'm not saying they're the best way to take vitamins, but children, they don't like taking liquids, they can't take capsules, so the easiest way to get something in them, vitamin, nutrients, is through gummies. So at the same time of this going on, my same brother who grew up had cancer, and he was on chemotherapy, not eating, losing a lot of weight. Someone told me about something called CBD. You must have heard of CBD, the cannabis oil. And there's a thing on this about the halal and haram on this as well, which we can talk about another time. So anyways, we gave him a bit of CBD, and his appetite started developing, and his recovery was amazing. Alongside this, there was other supplements that he took, and at the same time, I went through a journey myself. So I suffered with a lot of chronic back pain for a number of years. So there was times. So you know how we were when we were youth. I think we used to play football together as well.
Fouling. I've retired now at the age of 30. 30, I retired.
So I used to be eating all sorts. So anyways, I go to the football, not the football.
The back pain.
So the back pain.
Yeah.
So there was times where I couldn't move for like about, I would say, a week at a time.
After the football session?
Yeah, no, this was after. So there'll be times, like during my work, when I set up this business in supplements as well, and my back would actually twist, and I would be in bed for like a week at a time, making work phone calls from my floor, and I would go to see these chiropractors. They'd crack me into place, and then I'd be fine for a couple of months.
Okay.
And then back again. And then it started getting more and more and more frequent. So now I'm talking every couple of weeks, my back would really be playing up. And there was one time where I called up my chiropractor because I was traveling in a few days' time. And
this is, by the way, all during
during my business of supplements as well.
Yeah. So you're traveling back and forth, Middle East.
Yeah, Middle East and other countries, Africa and all sorts. And I called up my chiropractor. I was like, listen, I need to come and see you ASAP. He says, listen, I'm fully booked, which shows something, for a couple of weeks. I said, look, can you just fit me in? He goes, I'm really sorry, I can't.
Wow.
And then I heard about a brother called Zainali Panjwani, who you probably know as well, And he's from the community. Well, he was at the community at the time. So I said, you know what, let me give him a call. I've heard a lot about him.
Yeah.
So I went to go visit him. He had an appointment the following day. And I said to him, bro, just fix my back. I've got a lot going on. He's like, okay, calm. Okay. Let's talk about what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
So I said, he asked me questions. He asked me, okay, so what's your diet like?
Yeah.
I was like, in the office late at night, doners and pizzas, kebabs, chilla kebab, gouzi.
Okay.
And
I mean, it shows your diet that you know the names of gouzi and chilla kebab and all of that. So it's a wide variety of
wide variety. So he said, okay, and he goes, what's your sleeping pattern like? I was like, sleeping about 1, 2 in the morning. Okay, what time do you wake up? I wake up and I'm rushing to the office, and you've got all sorts going on, phone calls, stress during the day, this, that. He said, okay, fine. And then he started asking me about relationships. Okay. I was like, bro, just fix my back. I need to get back to work. He said, this is the problem, like you're rushing everything, stress. I can see it in your eyes. I was like, okay. He said, okay, let me have a look at your back. So he examined my back and he said, bro, to be honest, majority of the issue isn't mechanical.
Really?
So I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, have you heard of a thing called leaky gut? And I was like, what's that? He goes, look, majority of your issues are actually related to your gut health. I was like, how is that possible? Yeah. He's like, you got this thing called, so if I just put it into simple words, imagine you've got your gut, and I'm just going to be a bit explicit over here. Yeah. All the crap comes out through however it does. Yeah. Now imagine, and it passes through the gut. Now imagine there's holes in that gut. Okay. So now all these toxins are now seeping into your system. Yeah. And majority of illnesses, inflammation and all sorts actually start from this. Right. This thing called leaky gut, where all these toxins start seeping through. Yeah. So he goes, what we need to start working on is sorting out your gut lining. All right? Okay. Your gut lining, so all the toxins seep through.
Doesn't that need surgery then, if it's leaky or anything like that?
It doesn't.
Or is it just okay?
No. Cool. And I was like, okay. And he goes, it's not okay. We need supplements for this, probiotics, and there's a couple of supplements for this. Right. But at the same time, it's your lifestyle. Okay. Okay. So I said, okay. He said, look. He asked me, what can you do tomorrow to start working on yourself? Yeah. So he didn't tell me, like, you go to the doctors, you have to stop smoking, you have to go on a diet. He asked me the questions, so it was like coaching. Oh, no, okay. Yeah? Yeah. So
you've got to come up with the answers yourself then?
Yeah, exactly. So it comes from within. So normally if someone told me you have to stop doing something, I'd rebel, and that's what majority of people do. They rebel. And I said, and I was a heavy smoker at the time as well. I said, you know what, I'm going to stop smoking. He's like, wait. He says, look, that would be amazing, but majority of people who say that,
they're not going to do it.
It's not going to do it. Yeah. So I said, all right, that first cigarette in the morning, I think I might just, I might give that one up. He goes, okay, perfect. I go, what else? So now I'm excited. And he goes, no, that's fine. Start with that, and then let's see. He goes, what else you could do is potentially add some colors to your foods. Like, are you eating fruits and vegetables? I said, yeah, I like a bit of banana here and there, but he goes, okay, try see what other fruits do you like? So I said, like strawberries, blueberries, whatever.
Cherries, whatever.
Okay, see what else you can add to your diet. I was like, okay, that can work. So I started visiting for a few times after.
Okay.
And working on these supplements to get this gut lining working. And slowly I'm seeing, like, you know, the back pains coming a bit less. So I think, you know what, this is actually good. And as it starts working for me, this bloating as well, I used to suffer with a lot of bloating, acidity. I started getting better, and I was like, wow. I was like, we need to do something for adults in this.
Right,
and
right.
That's how we got
So,
into the...
I mean, there's a lot that you covered there.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I really want to go back to your brother and the fact that was it supplements that helped him on his journey, or you know, the whole CBD thing? Was is that a major factor in his recovery?
I would say a lot of it is to do with mindset.
Okay, so it's mindset as well.
So supplements obviously can help support a healthy
and I
lifestyle.
guess it's the clues in the word.
Exactly.
It's not a replacement, but it supplements it. Okay.
Exactly.
So overall, then, supplements are good for you. If that's
So let's put it this way. If so, turmeric. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Turmeric. How much turmeric would you say you eat a day?
I don't know what goes into.
You don't know what
I don't know
into
what
the
goes
koozie.
I mean, I'm just about guessing what turmeric or whatever it is. Is it
the curcumin, the yellow?
The yellow one.
Powder,
Okay,
yellow
I don't know.
powder, yeah.
I don't know.
So that's a really good anti-inflammatory. Okay, I take it every day in my supplement anyway. Okay. But it's a really big inflammatory. So, if I was to ask you if you got a headache or you had a football injury before, what would be your normal protocol?
Ibuprofen. Paracetamol.
So what happens with these ingredients? It tends to sort of mask the problem. Okay. You have a headache, you take a paracetamol. You have, I don't know, a muscle pain from football, boxing, or whatever it may be, take some ibuprofen, headache. But there's other ways you can take this naturally. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given everything from the earth. Black seed oil, another one example, there's hadith about it. It cures everything apart from leprosy and death.
Subhanallah.
It's all there, it's all in the world. So CBD actually did help him calm himself. And it done something with the receptors which actually helped him to start eating, caused an appetite of something. He started eating, and he's got a very strong mindset because he was ill when he was young, and he's naturally, alhamdulillah, he's got a very strong mindset. And as time went on, got him onto these supplements, and alongside the chemotherapy. I'm not always for pharma. Sometimes there is times where you do need pharma. Sometimes you can do without. You can do without.
So yourself, you supplement?
I supplement,
so how does it work in terms of like a daily lifestyle? Is it like something in the morning? Is it something in the evening? How does it work?
So there are different supplements for different times of the day. So the supplements that I take, which are my own products, I take one called Acti Joints. So this has got black seed in it. It's got turmeric. It's got vitamin D3, which we're all deficient. Majority of people are deficient in. It's got ginger. Again, another really good anti-inflammatory. In the evenings, I take something called Acti-Lax. Okay, so it's not a laxative only. It's something to make you relax. So it's got magnesium in there, which helps your stools pass in the morning. And it helps to give you a restful sleep at night. But with these products, I've got probiotics in them as well. This is to sort out the gut, and you're probably going to ask me.
I am going to ask what probiotics are. So what are probiotics?
So if I tell you the air we're breathing right now, it's got a lot of pollution. The water we're drinking, when we're normally drinking water, there's a lot of, you could say, it's not the best of water because it's been recycled so many times. It's not natural. There could be some bad bacteria in there. The foods we're eating, if you go to the supermarket right now, majority of the foods on the shelf have got they're processed, they've got GM, you know, there's all sorts going on. So all of these, if you just put it in simple terms, add bad bacteria to your system.
Okay.
Probiotics are basically good bacteria.
Okay.
To counter the bad bacteria. All right. And what these do is balance your system out. You could say your body's made out of trillions of bacteria. Yeah, your skin's got bacteria on it, and this is basically what probiotics are.
I've seen yogurts on the shelf that actually promote, and they've got a claim saying probiotics. And, and then once I was reading into it, and I'm like, it's got, they actually insert or they bring in bacteria, and in my mind I'm like, well, how does this work? Because I swear bacteria is bad for you. But apparently, no, there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria, and that's where probiotics come into play. So
the good bacteria you can get from stuff like kefir.
Kefir, that's the one.
Kefir, yeah. It tastes
you
really
get
nice.
Yogurt products. You get loads of just probiotics.
Yeah, and then you've got stuff like even bananas have sauerkraut. There's a few things that have probiotics in them, but again, people don't have the appetite to eat all of these things every day. So in supplements is another way that you can get them in.
So does it work in terms of like, is it like a course of supplements that you have to take over a period of time, or is this just a constant thing that you kind of need to take?
I see it works for myself. You've got other ingredients. So it all depends on what your goals are. Yeah. Right? So I know that I want to be going 2 or 3 times a day to the washroom. Okay? I know that I need my body to be on form because I go to the gym in the morning. Yeah. I know that I want less inflammation in my body.
Sorry, so what if, for example, you're getting regular headaches? You can't really explain them. The doctor says, well, it could be this, could be that, it could be stress. There could be something sinister behind it. We don't know. Let's take some scans. But it's just a constant thing. You're getting headaches. What will be the remedy there?
So I'm going to go back to Zainali here.
Okay.
All right. So you go to the doctor and you say, look, I've got some headaches. I'm getting some really bad migraines. The doctor might prescribe you some painkillers. Okay, if he's a really good doctor, and I know quite a few, then would ask, okay, what's bothering you? Ask you questions, okay? Get to the root cause of the problem, rather than going and trying to just find a supplement there's no such thing as a magic pill. Right. There's no such thing as a magic pill. It could be...
We'll pause on magic pill in a second, but go on.
If you were to find out, say you got headaches, it could be something that there could be a lack of vitamin D, magnesium in your body. It could be a stress problem with
How do you find out if there's lack of this, lack of that? Is that blood test?
This is, you can find out, of course, through blood test. But at the same time, it could be an underlying issue of stress. Okay. It could be a relationship issue. It could be something to do with not drinking enough liquid. It could be, I don't know, an underlying issue of something else. But just taking a paracetamol, it's just going to mask it. And then that issue is going to get deeper and deeper and deeper and could lead to something else on top of the side effects from the medication.
So there's no one size fits all situation. And you mentioned magic pill. Is there such thing as a magic pill? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah, even like I would love to say that ours is, but I can't because there isn't. But the key is actually finding out the root cause of any problem. And also, you could supplement something along the side to test what works. And there's so many things from nature you can try. So we've got a supplement for anxiety and stress, okay? And our model, which I'll go to again, which you asked me earlier, is we have a supplement, so for joints. At the same time, we've built a course about joint health, okay?
So it's not just, here's the pill, there you go.
No. So in our new branding right now, which is coming out in the next couple of months, there's a QR code where you scan when you buy the joints product, and it's got 5 to 7 short videos of a short course with Zainali and myself on how you can better your joint pain without anything to do with the supplements at all. Because lifestyle is probably, I would say, 70%, 70 to 80%. The supplements there to just add to helping, and giving you those extra benefits. But if you can work on your exercise, I've got a motto now that I get some part of exercise in every single day. That's every day. So this morning, I didn't go to the gym. I'm normally there after Fajr.
Sorry, is that our fault? In a way.
No, I was actually shattered last night. But you know what I did do? I done 5 squats in the bathtub in the shower this morning. 5 squats. That was it. That was my exercise.
So something.
But I've done something.
Right.
It could be a breathing exercise. It could be just breathing. But that's exercise, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting because a lot of the time when we get ill, our go-to is the medication that's been plastered at us. Paracetamol this, ibuprofen this. But in any way of life, you need to kind of take a step back and find out what the root cause is and what the root problem is. And it does need a lifestyle change for you to see the benefits of it. It's no point just masking stuff with the what's the off-the-shelf or on-the-counter kind of medication that's given to you all the time, the ibuprofens, the paracetamols. So it's interesting. It's more of a lifestyle, right?
100%.
So, dear viewers, we are going to go to a very, very small break. And when we're back, we're going to talk about lifestyle and Zohaib's activities when it comes to engaging the community. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Are you in court for raping English girls? You're here defending the paedophile. I'm here defending your dad. Women are here defending the paedophile. You're here defending.
We don't need a TV channel because we've got mosques.
We have Islamic centres that are always open.
We have schools teaching Islam.
Hijab is part of a school uniform.
Islam has come and it's established here in the West.
And everyone's happy.
They love us, our food, our fashion,
our culture.
The media is always on our side.
We've got plenty of English speakers, plenty of English books,
and plenty of places to go and learn in the English language.
Let's be real.
Let's get active. Be more involved.
www.imamhusseinfree.tv.
We all have a duty towards the preservation and the propagation of the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Indeed, one of the best ways to work towards the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajul sharif is through promoting the values of Karbala. Imam Hussein Media Group is the only Shia television network that broadcasts globally in 5 different languages: Arabic, Farsi, Turkish, Urdu, and English. We are appealing to the lovers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam worldwide to support the channel such that it may continue its global operations. Imam Hussein Media Group is seeking 1,000 partners to pledge to a £14 contribution per month. This will allow the channel to sustain its operating costs as we continue to spread the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in multiple languages across the globe. You be a part of this great legacy and donate today. You can pledge in 2 ways. www.imamhussein3.tv/donate will take you direct to our donation page where you can pledge monthly. Or you can call or WhatsApp us on 0044 793 9917163. Imam Hussein TV, your gateway to Karbala.
Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. If you've just joined us, you're watching Morning Baraka. Before the break, we were talking to Zohaib Sharif about supplements and the benefits of supplements and the lifestyle changes that you need to make. And we kind of ended that conversation in terms of lifestyle and what you need to do to change your lifestyle. In this part of the show, we're still with Zohaib and we're talking community engagement. So, Zohaib, I think you mentioned some fantastic stuff about what you need to do in order to maximize the benefits of supplements, and that is lifestyle change. So talk to me about, I guess, your role with Stammo Jaffrey's.
Yeah, so it's been about, I think about a year and a half now, coming up to a couple of years. Mahmood Mauji, who set up the SJ Stammo Jaffrey's Fitness, approached me and said...
Dr. Mahmood?
Yeah, Dr. Mahmood Mauji.
Dentist.
Okay,
yeah. Mahmood,
motivational
coach,
yeah.
He's been on the show before as well.
Oh, he's been on the show?
Yeah, fantastic guy. Fantastic guy, yeah.
So he called me up. I'm part of his Reignite program as well.
Reignite, okay.
Yeah, and he told me, look, you love fitness, you love all this stuff, why don't you head the Stammo Jaffrey's Fitness? So I was like, whoa, this is a big move.
Why would it be a big move?
I didn't have the best reputations in Stammo. I'm just being real. Yeah, you know, you see the adults and you're thinking, mate, this guy, you know,
you didn't like me when I was young.
Yeah, fouling everyone in football, and you know how it was. But I said, okay, I got this. He goes, look, it can really grow you, and you can help a lot of people. And I said, you know what? Fine, let me do it. I started off with some fitness sessions. First one was in Northwood School, and it was actually quite amazing because at the same time I had Abbas Bandali, who's a good friend of mine. I don't know if cancer and not out.
No, I don't know.
So I
know Abbas Bandali in Tanzania.
Okay,
no.
no.
Salam, but no, okay.
Yeah, so he's going through cancer at the moment. He's been going through for quite some time, and stage 4.
Wow.
Very close friend of mine, very big, a big inspiration to me in Azadar as well. And he turned up to the fitness session that first day, and you know what? It was.
Whilst he was in stage 4.
Yeah, whilst he's in stage 4, and if you see his journey, alhamdulillah, doctors didn't give him much time. He's still breathing today. He's lost so much weight. He's so much better. Alhamdulillah, still obviously pray for him, and all the viewers, please pray for him.
Inshallah.
But he's shown some serious determination in his journey. He turned up to that fitness session, and it was amazing. I think there was about 15 people there.
Yeah.
And we done some boxing, done some exercises, some stretches. And what I done is I sort of brought in what I learned from Zain Ali into that session as well, the coaching side of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask the director to play some of the videos onto the screen if that's possible, because we got some footage from you before. Yeah, it should. Well, it's on our screen over there, but it's on the TV screen. So you know, you've got some activities outside. Some boxing. So who's who in this?
So that's Mr. Tajilo Al-Faraj, that's what we call him. That's Qasim Rajan.
Okay. Qasim, I know him. Yeah, here he is. Yes. Zuhaib.
Okay. That's Ali Al-Bakri.
Okay.
You know Ali? He's a dentist from the community.
That's Qasim, right?
That's Qasim Rajan, yeah.
And that's yourself?
That's myself, and yeah, we're just doing a few drills I learned from the boxing club that I go to, Tully's. And the whole point here is that...
Oh, and they do planks as well.
Yeah,
is that what it's called, planks?
Yeah, planks, press-ups, planks, squats.
So planks are horrible because I've tried it and I only last about 10 seconds, 15 seconds and I'm done.
We'll get there. And this is them walking back to the mosque right now.
So it's close. So you meet up in the mosque.
Yeah.
And these are the only types of activities that you have?
No,
so just regular fitness?
There's all sorts.
Okay.
So how it started off, there was quite a few youngsters. When Mahmood had it initially, it was in the madrasa hall.
Okay.
So during madrasa time, the parents drop off the kids, the fathers drop off the children, and then they come for the session.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the hall's being rented out, and the timing of the hall is not great.
Right.
So we said, you know what? Screw this.
I see.
We're going to take this outdoors because the outdoors is the key in everything.
Yeah.
Because of you get the earth, you get the sunlight, the vitamin D, you got the nature. It releases stress big time as well.
Yeah.
So I got these guys in. We started off, and people were loving it. I was recording stuff that we're doing over here.
Yeah.
This was inside the mosque actually.
Yeah.
And then it opened up for the annex. We had time to, you know the annex in Stanmore Mosque? The annex, the small part?
Yes.
And we asked the Stanmore Jaffrey's heads, can we rent this place out?
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, fine, go for it. There's no one there at that time.
Yeah.
Slowly, over time, it's become more adults.
Okay.
And you know what? I actually enjoy it.
I was going to say, is that a good thing for you?
I love it.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's not about getting a large amount of numbers.
Yeah.
It's about getting quality and people who are not moving regularly to actually move. Yeah. There's no point training, having a fitness session for people who are already fit. Or you can, but wouldn't you rather have it for people who are not getting out there?
Yeah.
So my dad turned up last week, the last 2 weeks,
Okay.
And he's a heart patient. And I've got another uncle who's had a triple bypass.
Wow.
Yeah. He's turning up for the last 5-6 weeks, lost some serious weight.
You know, that's actually a fantastic point, because our parents who, you know, they've gone through all the rigors and the fast lifestyle of raising kids and earning and going to work and all of that. And then they reach a stage where they're like, I'm done now. I've raised you guys. and I've done with the work, and I'm close to retiring, should we say. And then they just sit. And when they sit, they, their lifestyle becomes a bit challenging. They eat everything, but they're not moving as much. And so they lose the motivation to exercise, and essentially that's where they get things like heart pressure and or high blood pressure, sorry, and you have things like cholesterol and all of that stuff they just come out because it's a lack of exercise. So initiatives like this, how can you prompt more adults and more parents, more of the elder generation to come out and to join you?
So, and I'll give you an example of what we spoke about just before.
Yeah.
And I thanked you as well, and I'll say it live as well. This, my daughter actually knows the 12 Imams' names because of you. The first Imam is Ali. Because of Ahlul Bayt al-Islam, but the wasilas through that you were out on social media, you're out on YouTube, you got your video out there.
Yeah.
My daughter recites that every day.
MashaAllah.
Well, most days. And it's through social media. We've got this platform right now, YouTube, this program that we're on right now. And I recorded this journey. People, you make it a bit exciting, okay? You get a couple of people in, or even one person in.
Yeah.
He's now showing his transformation to the community.
Right.
And another uncle could be sitting there and he's thinking, you know what? I'm on this medication, I'm not moving. He's getting pressure from his children.
Yeah.
And he sees that, you know what, this guy's actually, who was in a worse position than I was, on much more medication. He's going through heart issues and whatever, breathing issues, but he's out there. You know what, I can do this as well. And you try and change the world for one person, yeah, it will have a ripple effect.
Yeah, 100%.
It will have a ripple effect.
I was going to say, I mean, so some people might say, look, when it comes to these types of activities, why would they come to this, the local community engagement program or activity program when they could go to their gyms, for example, or a personal trainer that can, have a more specific, tailored look at their lifestyle? Yeah. Why would they choose yours over the other?
So all three are good.
Yeah.
Okay, going to the gym, amazing. I go to the gym. There's personal trainers. We've got really good personal trainers within the community. We've got people like Ilyas Govani, Gains with Gavinci, you must have heard of him. We've got Ashik Ali, Damani. They do some really big transformations. So there's obviously those areas as well. But I think people find coming to a community where people they're around and they comfortable around really helps as well. So it becomes a community effort. So I'll give you an example. This week, a friend of mine, he's been pushing me to get his dad into the fitness session. He didn't tell him that it's going to be fitness. He said it's going to be a baraza. You know what baraza is?
Yeah. Like a chill, right?
Like
chill
a chill
at night. Yeah.
So he was actually going to come in his shirt in the morning at 10:15 to the mosque, but luckily he came in his tracksuit bottom. He turned up and he's like, it's fitness. Why didn't you tell me? He goes, I just had a massive breakfast. So anyway.
So you're enticing them through a baraza, but actually,
So he turned up anyway and he had the session. And Faz told me when he came home, he loved it. He's like, next week I'm coming back, and So after the session finished, we sat down. There was about 6 of us, and the uncle from the kitchen he made the tea. The Stanmore tea is probably the best tea in the world, right?
I'm not. I don't know because I'm not a fan of karak tea or any.
Not?
Absolutely not.
Chai Ali.
Chai Ali, yes, I'm in for that. Yeah.
Well, that's the best tea. That's the best tea in the world. After that, And
no, by the way, their reputation is massive because I've heard anyone that goes to Stanmore, they have to have their tea. So very good.
So he had the tea after, and he's like, next week I'm back on it. What I end the sessions with, on these sessions, is I coach them again. So I'll say, what do you feel you can do this week, every day, something. It could be something to do with Ahlul Bayt. So it could be reading Quran, it could be reading Ziyara Ashura, it could be reading. You decide. Yeah. And then there's something in your nutrition. So what do you feel you can do this week? So someone will say that, you know what, this week I'm going to drink more water in the morning. I'm going to drink more water in the evening. I'm going to cut down on the fried foods, for example. And one thing in exercise. So can I don't know, it could be doing 5 press-ups. It could be 5 seconds of plank, something. And they don't always do it, but they've got that intention, the niyyah.
Right.
And that's the key.
That is absolutely key. So just lastly, from an administration perspective, in terms of Stanmore having a a fitness session, or you're head of fitness there. How do other communities, maybe not, for example, the Khawaja community, because I know the Khawaja community, they also have something similar in different areas like South and even different countries as well. And I know that you guys come together in sports activities, which is fantastic. But from a fitness perspective, how is that model replicated for other communities?
Okay, so in the Iraqi community, I've seen there's Ali Transforms. You know Ali Transforms? You got him, who's like I follow him as well, and 363 days now, I think.
We're all waiting for 365 days, by the way.
You've got Ali Rida, Muhammad Ali Rida, the runner. You've got so many within the Iraqi community.
Okay.
Now, if you just have, one of these guys, I'm not telling them to do it, but one of these guys, fitness enthusiasts, comes out and says, you know what, we're going to have a fitness session, and one person turns up. All right, one person turns up. Doesn't have to be anything paid. So I'll tell you, I've got a £500 budget in Stanmore Jaffrey's. I haven't spent a penny. I haven't spent a penny.
Right.
Because the annexes there is open.
And the outdoors is there.
The outdoors is there. So everything's free. So they just have to come and say, you know what, in the community, send a message out. We're going to be training at this time. Please join us. And that's all it takes. If one person keeps on turning up, I guarantee you after a few weeks, there'll be 5. And then it will grow and grow and grow. And then you can niche out into different areas for the adults, for the youth, for the children, and that's it. It's not a big thing. The key is to record the thing and get the message out to as many people and make it fun. So have some laughs in there. You'll see in all the videos we have, we've got this Mamdani uncle who's done 2 half marathons this year.
MashaAllah.
Won an award from nothing.
MashaAllah.
And we've got all sorts, so yeah.
Well, Zohaib, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you best of luck with the rebrand. Is it?
Yes,
You've got a rebrand coming out.
Thank you.
And some more activities. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Zohaib Sharif. Thank you so much for your time. Please do follow him on social media. So, is it acti.zed? acti.zed to look out for more of his fantastic initiatives. Now, after the break, we return to On This Day, where there is a sad martyrdom that occurred in the Battle of Jamal. So stay tuned and we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Are you in court for raping English girls? Remember? You're here defending the paedophile. I'm here defending your dad. These women are here defending the paedophile. You're here defending.
We don't need a TV channel because we've got mosques.
We have Islamic centres that are always open.
We have schools teaching Islam.
Hijab is part of a school uniform.
Islam has come and it's established here in the West.
And everyone's happy. They love us, our food, our fashion,
our culture.
The media is always on our side.
We've got plenty of English speakers, plenty of English books,
and plenty of places to go and learn in the English language.
Let's be real.
Let's get active. Be more involved.
www.imamhusseinfree.tv.
Have a duty towards the preservation and the propagation of the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Indeed, one of the best ways to work towards the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajul sharif is through promoting the values of Karbala. Imam Hussein Media Group is the only Shia television network that broadcasts globally in 5 different languages: Arabic, Farsi, Turkish, Urdu, and English. We are appealing to the lovers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam worldwide to support the channel such that it may continue its global operations. Imam Hussein Media Group is seeking 1,000 partners to pledge to a £14 contribution per month. This will allow the channel to sustain its operating costs as we continue to spread the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in multiple languages across the globe. You be a part of this great legacy and donate today. You can pledge in 2 ways. www.imamhussein3.tv/donate will take you direct to our donation page where you can pledge monthly. Or you can call or WhatsApp us on 0044 793 9917 163. Imam Hussein TV, your gateway to Karbala.
You've been caught for raping English girls. Remember? You're here defending the paedophile. I'm here defending your dad. These women are here defending the paedophile. You're here defending.
We don't need a TV channel because we've got mosques.
We have Islamic centres that are always open.
We have schools teaching Islam.
Hijab is part of a school uniform.
Islam has come and it's established here in the West.
And everyone's happy. They love us, our food, our fashion,
Our culture.
Welcome back. Before the segment of On This Day, I wanted to reflect on something that I'm quite passionate about, and that's youth engagement. Now, some of you may know our religious and cultural centres have been around for a number of years, generations even. One thing to note about the Iraqi generations here is that essentially they migrated from Iraq in the late 80s and established communities here in England in the early 90s. Is that when they came here, their top priority was safeguarding the future of the next generation. So where exactly did they find themselves and what did they do? The majority of them moved to England with little money, often relying on welfare from the government, awaiting the right to citizenship. In a foreign land, foreign language, foreign country, foreign culture, everything so new and alien to them. Yes, they wanted to send their children to schools and have them receive the best education they could have, but one thing was also on their top priority, it's always on their mind, and that is to ensure their religious beliefs wouldn't get lost in the acclimatization to a new country. So, they established mosques, Husseyniyats, Imam Barakas, Jama'ats, and essentially airlifted their religious culture and placed it into these centers because, let's be honest, they don't really know any different. Now, where does youth engagement come into play here? Well, years passed and the centers established regular programs dedicated their time and efforts to the cultural rituals associated with the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Yet, did they really and truly include the younger ones in their plans and engage them in roles of responsibility and importance? Or was it a mere, here you go, play with this for a little bit, but make sure you give it back to me safe and sound? Was there any real supervision, training, mentoring? Now, in my humble opinion, based on my experience, yes, let's not take away anything from these centers since they taught us the love of Islam and the Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, the Quran. But as the youth grew and their passions more overt, their energy hard to contain, they yearned for a seat at the table. They yearn to be engaged in roles and responsibilities to ensure the programs run smoothly, rather than being shunned into quietness or mediocrity. That is why I hope our next generation are more inclusive of youths who show a keenness to be involved, train and mentor them, because otherwise history is going to repeat itself and we'll find that as we, the elders, grow, the youths that grow with us will just simply find another place to showcase their talents and their passions. That was a bit above my reflection. Now, on this day, Zayd ibn Sohan, approximately martyred on this day in the year 36 after Hijrah. I say martyred because he took part in the Battle of Jamal. Here's a brief historical analysis on this great man. Abu Salman, Zayd ibn Sohan ibn Hijr, was considered amongst the companions of both the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Imam Ali ﷺ, of which the Imam described him as, "O Zayd, may God bless you that your costs were low while you were beneficial." Before the beginning of the Battle of Jamal, there was an argument amongst those who were in Kufa or from Kufa on whether they should support Imam Ali ﷺ against Aisha or leave both of them. Zayd was among those who invited people to join the army of Imam Ali ﷺ. Aisha wrote a letter to Zayd and advised him to go to his house and to give up supporting Imam Ali, and even ordered him to invite people to give up Imam Ali ﷺ. But Zayd did not care about her letter and continued his support for Imam Ali alayhi salam. In the Battle of Jamal, Zayd was the commander of the soldiers of Abd al-Qais tribe and their standard bearer. Imam Ali ﷺ went to Zayd some moments before his martyrdom. And Zayd said to Imam Ali ﷺ, "O the master of the faithfuls, may God give you good rewards. You know God and the Quran, and your whole spirit is full of God. By Allah, I swear that I did not rush to help you out of ignorance." A day like this is where we commemorate the martyrdom of Zayd ibn Suhan, a companion of Imam Ali ﷺ and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we've had a fantastic show. We started off obviously with the dua of the day of Tuesday. We talked supplements, and I really hope if you're watching this now, if you've joined in, we're going to end the show. But if you're able to go onto social media, we're going to be uploading the interview because it's a really interesting look at supplements and why they are essential in our lives. You can always go to your go-to paracetamols and ibuprofens. I don't know what they call it in America. What do they call it in America? I forgot. But anyway, Tylenol, that's it. Thank you very much. Tylenol or something along those lines. Essentially, you can easily go to those medicines or these tablets that mask the pain, but really understanding about your lifestyle, what are your stress points, what is it that's making you stressful, what's your lifestyle like, what's your diet like, what's your relationships like, all of that has an effect on your well-being, as we know. But supplements are those to make sure that they are able to go to the root problem of certain things within the body. So for example, black seed oil or turmeric or CBD, for example, whatever it may be, they cover a certain area. They don't cover the whole thing, right? And that's the idea of supplements. But anyway, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the beginning of this day of my righteous, its middle prosperity, and its end success. And inshallah, we'll see you on Friday. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
العريش رب العوالم رسم فاطمة. ساق العريش رب العوالم رسم فاطمة. ثالث اسم يا ابن زهرة يا ابن زهرة.
Jiddu, I need to tell you a secret. I had an exam today and I cheated on the exam, and to be honest, I feel like it's eating me up inside as if it's haram.
Your father used to do the exact something and would always get in